Okay, estos son los apuntes para el imperfecto. These are going to be your notes for imperfect. Imperfect is basically just a really grammar-y way to say the kind of past tense that refers to descriptions or habits or unfinished actions in past tense. We have already talked about the other kind that is called the preterite or the pretérito, and that refers to completed actions, like something that is finished in past tense. So this is how you form regular verbs in the imperfect. We have 3 example verbs: caminar, correr, and vivir. We'll do caminar first. So this is an example of all regular verbs that end with AR. A couple other examples of verbs that end in AR could be like buscar or hablar, but this one is caminar. So you start by taking off the AR of the verb, so it would just be camin, and then you add aba. So caminaba is the yo form. Something that's interesting about the imperfect is that the yo form, as well as the he, she, and usted form, are the same. So caminaba can also go down here. So caminaba basically in English would translate as he or she used to walk, or he or she would walk in past tense. Now to make this in the to form, we only have to add one letter, which is really nice, and I bet you can guess what the letter might be. Similar to present tense, it's an S. So you get caminabas. So you have caminaba, caminabas, caminaba, and then the nosotros form, you also just add an ending that is going to be similar to present tense. It's caminábamos. You'll notice that there is an accent on the A in caminábamos. That's only something that happens with the nosotros form in this particular example and other AR verbs. And then for ellos, ellas, or ustedes, for them or you all, it's caminaban. So you'll notice a lot of the ending letters are similar to present tense with this. Okay, what about verbs that end in ER, like correr? You take off the ER ending and replace it with ia. So correr for the yo form would be corría. And I already put the to form in your notes for you, but basically you take that and you add an S for corrías. Like I mentioned before, the yo form and the he, she, usted form are the same in the imperfect. So your next one is corría again. And notice that there are accents on the I's in all of these. The nosotros form is corríamos. And then finally, they or you all is corrían. So this is the imperfect, and again, you would translate this into English or interpret this into English as, for example, corríamos would be we used to run, or we always ran, or we were running, past tense. Finally, we have IR verbs. An example here is vivir. And what's really nice about the imperfect is that ER and IR verbs share the same endings. So every ending that you see here in corría, you can apply to this last column. So for vivir, you take off the ending, the IR ending, and replace it with ia, vivía. Tú vivías. He, she, and usted vivía. Again, notice that these two are the exact same. Vivíamos for we, which already is in your notes, and then vivían for they. All right, moving on down. So these are regular verbs again. Are there irregular verbs in the imperfect? Yes, but there's only 3. Awesome. And you guys have actually heard a couple of these in our stories already. So the first one is from the verb ser, which means to be. And in present tense, that's like es, like is. So the past tense of is was. And the way to say was for physical or personality traits is era. And just like in the regular verbs, the yo form and the he, she, usted form are the same. So we can do era here too. I don't know why that's bolded. Let me fix that. Okay, and you could probably guess that the endings are also similar. So the to form is eras. The nosotros form is éramos with an accent on the E. And then eran for they. Ir, to go, also is irregular because it doesn't follow the pattern that the verbs up here did, but the endings are still the same. So you have iba, ibas, iba, ibamos with an accent on the I, and then iban. So this means used to go or would always go. And then finally ver, which is to see. It's veía, veías, veía again, and then I put these last ones in for you, veíamos and veían. So now that we have this all filled out, we're going to do some practice sentences. Here's an example. When I was a kid, we would eat lunch outside. Notice that this is descriptive. This is not a one-time action. And it says, cuando yo era niña, there's the was, and then we would eat is comíamos. So here are example sentences. When I was a kid, we would go to the beach on Saturday. So when I was a kid, it looks like the same starter as this one. So I'm just going to put cuando yo era niña. Now, if you are a boy, you're going to want to make this niño. So I'm going to do this so it's either an O or an A. We would go to the beach on Saturday. The verb is ir, which I remember is on the irregular. So I need to look over here, and it's íbamos because it's we. Cuando yo era niño, íbamos a la playa el sábado, on Saturday. Okay, next one. They would sing songs in the car. All right, so the verb is cantar, and it's they. And cantar ends in AR, so I know that my verb is going to look like this. And we get cantaban canciones, songs, en el carro. She used to write books. My verb is escribir, and my person is she. And so escribir ends in IR, so I know that it's going to look something like this one. And because it's she, it's going to look like this verb here. So the answer is ella escribía libros. She used to write books. The part that says used to write or used to read or would sing or would go, that's all built into the way the verb looks. When we change a verb into this certain tense, it means like always used to or would always do. Okay, you used to read Berenstain Bear books. Lay, and then it's ER, so I'm going to check up here. And it's you, so my verb's going to look like this one. Leías libros de Berenstein Oso. We always saw a lot of animals in the park. You could start with nosotros if you wanted to. And the verb is ver, which was on our irregular list. We used to see. Veíamos muchos animales en el parque. The house had 3 bathrooms. Tener. La casa tenía 3 baños. My grandma always cooked chicken on Thursday. Mi abuela siempre, and then the verb is cocinar, and it's grandma. So, cocinaba. Cocinaba el pollo el jueves. You would walk 5 miles to school. Caminabas, because it's you. 5 millas a la escuela. I would never clean my room. Yo nunca limpiaba mi dormitorio. You could say cuarto o habitación. My brothers used to play baseball. Brothers is more than one, so I know I have to do they. Mis hermanos jugaban al béisbol. Okay. No, it doesn't want that on there. So these are the practice sentences. And here's just a little chart on preterite versus imperfect. When, now that we know how to form both, do we know when to use them? We've kind of talked about this a little bit already. Preterite, which was our other packet, in general is used for one-time completed events in the past. Some key words when you are using preterite are one time or one day or a specific time, like on Tuesday or suddenly. These kind of verbs usually move a story along. There's usually a series of events or actions that have specific beginning and endings. These are also interrupting actions. The imperfect, the one that we're learning about right now, is used for giving descriptions in the past. Some key words when using imperfect are things like would always, or used to, or every Tuesday. Notice how those are more ongoing instead of sudden, like preterite. The imperfect is also used to set a scene. Usually it describes your surroundings and physical personality or characteristics of people. It can be used to describe time and weather, age, etc. Last, it can be used to describe habits in the past. If something happened over and over in the past. Okay, practice. See if you can fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verb, preterite or imperfect. So you're going to need your packets for this, both this one and the other one, and see if you can fill this out. So again, if it's a description, you're going to use these, and if it sounds like a finished action, you're going to use preterite on the other packet. So give this a try, and then we'll go over it after.